Okay, here is another trade. This is on Meta from January 22nd of 2026. So this is on the first candle of the day, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Russell on that day. We can look at what the chart was doing then. We had straight line information up at that point, not on the daily though. And if I look at the Russell 5 or whatever this is, Wilshire 5000. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, 404, close enough. Not quite on the daily, and we'll go back to Meta, and I'm just going to go from this point right here, and so there is, and we're also within the earning catalyst window. It's in 6 calendar days, so therefore this had to be a really short trade. I'm not going to go across earnings. If you look at the stock, the white candle, I said a white and then red, or on the weekly candle a white and then a red. On the 3-day, we're basically on the 21. It's declining, so that's kind of iffy. We have the MACD, and I think this is a trigger fired right here, barely. On the daily, we have the Christmas cross. It's basically on the 21, not really a pro since it may have a magnetic pole, and we're right below that. But as far as counting hard evidence or support, we have also the MACD and the directional movement. So that's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or so, kind of depending on how you want to count those. But there's some support for sure. If you look at 233, we have 1, 2, 3. So you probably have 4 or 4, and you're above the 21 and the 13. You're basically on or just below this 55, which is actually getting flat right there at that point. I said from a confidence level 8 out of 10. I said there are some things to be cautious about, but also keep note of a very short duration, 3 to 4 days tops. So not very many candles. So keep note of the 646.94 is at the decision point. Next candle, basically sideways, very large top wick, but this is the 7-hour rule, although technically not required. But that's a big move. That's a move of 18 points, so about 3% or so. That's a big move. So with that big of a move, I would probably consider what the exit criteria, even though it's 7-hour rule. But in this case, you have basically up auto wave line, top Bollinger Band, Rakoc. There's 3. Oh, looks like I bumped this. 1, 2. There we go. We have an up auto wave line here. Still have continuation on both of these. This is a exit criteria, but I said stay. Go one more, and then this is 4. And that takes 673. And if you look at the exit criteria, this is only 2 days. It's 4 candles, but it's an increase of almost $30. So 4+% move on the stock in 2 days. I did some estimations on what the options might be in maybe 25 up to about 38, 24 to 38. So actually over 50% gain in 2 days. That's solid. But if you count the exit criteria of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to count those moving average lines as the same one. 6. I'm going to count that as 1, 7. So this is just look for the exit here, and this is an exit. And actually, if you were to go forward from here, and you don't have very much time until the earnings anyway. So just get out. There's no time to linger. It hovers, and then earnings on the next right here. So you can't, you need to get off before then. So that's actually the perfect exit. Now, there's one thing that I did want to point out if you were to go back on the previous candle right here, you could say there's 2 here. If you come back to this, there's 1, 2, 3. You have straight line information up on the 144. So just from the stock itself, that could be an entry. And also when you throw in the earnings catalyst window, you're in that earnings catalyst window. The stock is not quite there. I mean, it's close. So you could actually enter off this one, I think. But I would be nervous about this 33 or this 13 right here. That would cause me some concern, and then this one as well. And so from my point of view, at this point in my trading knowledge experience, I would say this is this is the correct exit. I'm just pointing, or a correct entry. And actually, if I look at this call of the weekly candle, I would have a little bit of a, I don't know, would I call that a white? I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm just pointing that out because I think it's kind of an interesting thing to be aware of.